Welcome to the show. Oh. Lights come on, we're left tonight. Sportcat shining, feeling right. Brenda's laughing by his side, turning chaos into pride. Headlines roll, but we don't fear. We find the light and bring it here. Sportcat's Gazette, don't bunker tonight. We rise above with laughter and light. Through every storm, we find our way, smiling through the madness every day. Every day. Sportcat's Gazette, hit play.
Sportcat's Daily Gazette, live across Australia on Dare Media Group radio stations. News, weather,
And somehow it all makes sense. Sort of. For more information, go to daremediagroup.com.au.
The boss jock has entered the building. You are listening to the Sportcat Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. You're the one and only Sportcat. I am here with you for the next 2 hours on Dare Talk Radio, Radio X Country, Gold, and Rock and Roll. Welcome, all of our fans in Australia. Please come over to the YouTube channel and join the chat and get ready for trivia because we're going to get Brenda going. So, hello, Denise. And I see Chris is in there somewhere. I saw him in there. Oh, yeah, there's Chris. Oh, and I forgot. Yeah, there's Brenda. So,
I forgot all about Brenda. Oh my God.
My co-host. I forgot about her. Damn it, man. And I understand from a reliable source that we have Andy watching. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yes.
All right, Andy. We're gonna keep a check on you today because
He'll be messaging me.
Yeah.
He'll be messaging me with answers on Facebook.
Well, good. So
If Andy ever says he's not sending those text messages, he's a lying dog face.
There we go. So,
The text messages from Maryland.
let me push this out there before you start cursing.
Oh yeah, please.
Views, opinions, and satirical content expressed on Sportcat's Daily Gazette are those of the host, Glenn Sportcat Jackson,
That's me.
and do not reflect the views of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or platforms hosting the show. This show is intended for entertainment purposes only. Please note, satire and humor, all commentary, especially on news, sports, and entertainment, is presented in a satirical manner. Statements made on this show should not be taken as factual reporting or professional advice.
No, I'm not a political scientist. So I'm not a scientist. Well, I guess I'm a fire scientist. So there you go. How was your day, Brenda? Mine was stressed. I had to get ready for today's show. I had last night's show, and then I had to record the Thin Line Rock Station, which just finished airing. So, Lord, it was busy yesterday. I didn't get to bed till late. So,
Okay, Andy said yes, he's watching. Hi, Glenn.
Okay.
Hi,
All right, well,
Denise. Hi, Chris.
okay. Well, we're glad to hear Andy's still with us. We were getting worried. So,
My day was okay. I did a lot of laying down and napping and resting like I'm supposed to be for right now. So
okay.
I did get some sleep last night, which was
Good,
okay.
good.
And then I went back to sleep again this morning for a little while. And then my dog got pissed off. Denise, Putin bit at me. He snapped at me.
Good
'Cause
doggy. Good.
He did
dog.
not want to get out of bed. And I was like, dude, you got to get up and go to the bathroom. He's
Good
got
dog.
so lazy. He don't even want to get up and pee, the little ass. Like, no, I'm holding it till I can't hold it anymore.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Ah, I spanked his little butt.
It's a dog. Bro. What the hell is that?
I picked up my dog.
So, I don't know how a dog voice. That should be Brenda's dog.
Oh my God.
She's excited, her dog. So, yes, everybody, please remember to hit that like button.
Yes,
Share it out. It spreads it out across the interwebs. We're growing, so we need all the help we can get. And please come over and subscribe. If you're letting this tickle your ears and you don't want to see our faces, I get it. Brenda's a pirate.
I am a pirate today. I'm a pirate.
So please come over and at least subscribe. So if you want to join the chat, that's even better because, well, we have an entertaining trivia. So we've always got an entertaining trivia. So
we suck at trivia, but it's funny.
What does we? You suck. I don't. I'm perfect at it. I just push buttons.
We're in this shit together. Don't you give me that.
All I do is push buttons, Brenda.
Oh, you're right.
That's it. That's my only job is to sit here and push buttons. So.
Oh, God.
I'm preparing 2 hours a day before this show. And you like wake up at the last minute. Oh, we got a show today?
You didn't yesterday. You were in bed yesterday pretty good, pretty late. That's good.
Yeah. I had some sleep.
I think rest did. You know, when we're younger, we could just like lay down for 10 minutes and jump up out of bed and go party all night long. But I think we keep forgetting we can't be doing that shit anymore.
We were talking about that on my show last night. My hour 2 guest, he was a firefighter paramedic. He's an author. He's a city councilman.
Oh,
he's got like 10 friggin' things going on. And I asked him, I said, how in the hell are you doing this when you work at 24/48? And I said, when I was working, we were running 20 calls plus a shift. And he's like, busy day for us is 5 calls. Okay, now I get it. I never had the luxury of working in a station like that. So.
Well, it's like when I used to work in nursing home, I had 32 patients all to myself. And now I hear them say, oh my God, I had 2 patients today. I'm so exhausted. And I'm thinking, what the hell?
Yeah.
And I mean, I had to shower and dress and feed and do hair and nails and makeup.
This is for you. So
no, yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. It's 2:08. We're getting an early start here today. LA 11:08. Anchorage 10:08. I don't know why. Chris, where you're at in Illinois, it's 1 in the afternoon. Our dear friends down under, who are, by the way, the northeast side of the island is preparing for a typhoon. So we might want to check on that. So Sydney, good morning. It's tomorrow over there. It's your Friday. So you suck. So it's 5 in the morning. The Prime Minister of Japan is in Washington, D.C. She's up and moving around. It's 3:09 her time. So hopefully she got here and got some rest. So we have a story about that. So
what happened to our moon?
It's gone. And
bye-bye, moon.
So the moon is at 0% illumination as we work our way towards the next moon. The sun is pissed off.
Standing in
the
front
sun
of
is
it.
having solar storms. So sometime today, we're going to get hit with a solar storm that may take out the entire internet, and there could be an earthquake in the Gulf of Mexico that goes up to Chicago. I don't know. That's just what I saw one scientist say. So
You
I
mean
have no
the
idea.
Gulf of America?
Yeah, that too. So yeah, there'll be one in Gulf of Mexico and America. So
The Gulf of Trump.
how do they predict earthquakes? I mean, I understand that the sun and the moon and shit lines up and it causes power, but I don't know.
I mean, I can give you the scientific thing. They could say they have these things in the ground all over the place that measure them, or I could tell you because they start them themselves. But take it either way you want.
So you're not a scientist. You can't tell us science.
Oh, no.
And by the way, you and I should be the king and queens of shock jockery and internet radio, because I saw another show bragging. We'll get this out of the way early in the show. I saw another show bragging. Oh, we had 2,000 listeners in the past 24 hours. Bitch, I got 3 times at every show. So shut your mouth. We are the king and queens of shock jock on the internet. And don't you forget it. So
Shut
you had your chance
mouth.
with us. And you dumped us. So there. So you dumped us like a hot potato. Or we dumped you. No, we dumped you. That's what it was. We dumped you. So
Dumpy butt.
So I don't know if you live in the north, and they said it could be as far down as Tennessee. Go outside tonight and look for the what is it? The Aurora Borealis, I think it's called.
Aurora Borealis, yes.
Yeah, so you might get some interesting pictures. If you get some good pics, send them to me. My email address is always in the show description. I'd love to see them, and I'll share them with the audience if you give me permission to. So. Yeah. So I'm going to go outside and look tonight. So, and hey, look at this. The current moon is only 7 minutes late. I'm sorry, the current sun. So
It was 7 minutes late yesterday. It ain't changing its mind.
I don't know. Some days it's slower than others. It just does what it wants to. So, what do you think, Brenda? I think we should do a farm animal game.
Yes.
Here.
Yes,
we'll
let's do farm animals.
Farm animals.
Do you think it's like that old game where you pull the string and it goes, something goes, or moo?
I don't have any of those. Well, I can find one maybe. I don't know. I'm always on the lookout for good trivia. I got an email yesterday that gave me statistics on the show from LinkedIn because we're live over there. In the first 30 to 40 minutes of the show, nobody tunes in. After trivia, they're all in. So I'm wait a minute. Y'all don't watch the trivia, but the people on the internet love the trivia. So I can't figure out.
That's true. So Andy said he wants to answer some questions too. So
Okay.
Andy, we're doing farm animals. So you got to be quick on it.
That's right. So this is about farm animals. So
Turn off the timer.
I'm turning the timer off. Yes.
Yes,
we'll
please.
start. We will start. We have 20 questions. We have no points so far. So if someone describes themselves as the black sheep of their family, they most likely are an only child. They keep their room the tidiest. They earn the most money in their family. They are considered disreputable. I don't even know what the hell disreputable means.
Yeah, I would say it's that one because it's not they keep their room clean, and what was the first one?
The only child, keep their room the tidiest, or they make the most money.
No,
are considered disreputable. So,
yeah, I think it's that one. Yeah.
All right. Denise agrees with you. So we haven't heard from Andy chime in yet, but we'll assume that Andy's going with that. And that would be correct. A black sheep means a disfavored or disreputable member of the group and dates as least as far back as 1657. Hey, Butch, welcome to the show.
Well, now we know what disreputable means.
Disreputable.
I can't even say it.
Question number 2. We got 100 points so far. An effort to give up a habit abruptly is frequently known as going blank. An effort to give up a habit abruptly is frequently known as going blank. Starving mule, shorn sheep, cold turkey, or loosey goosey.
Okay, wait. Read it to me one more time. I was reading what Andy said.
Okay, an effort to give up a habit abruptly is frequently known as going blank. Starving mule, shorn sheep, cold turkey, or loosey goosey.
Andy says cold turkey. I'll go cold turkey too.
And Denise says cold turkey. All right, so everybody's in agreement so far.
Yep,
doing pretty good. The term dates back to 1910 when it was used to describe someone who'd lost $5,000 cold turkey, $5,000 in the sense of losing it outright. Wow. So
damn.
If you don't lose $5,000, it's not cold turkey. So
you better just stop drinking cold turkey.
Yeah, stop drinking. Yeah. All right. If someone is getting your goat, what are they doing? If someone is getting your goat, What are they doing? Confusing you, inspiring you, amusing you, or annoying you?
Oh,
Brenda
we
is
all
my
know
old
this.
goat.
We all know this. I'm his goat. Annoying.
Right. Brenda is my goat. Very annoying. So yes. If someone expresses, sometimes the expression specifies the animal as a nanny or goat, a female as opposed to a male billy goat. Either way, it's no fun when someone gets your goat, whatever the gender. So there we go. I don't understand why we had to put sex in there, but okay. All right. 300 points so far. We're on number 4. A tuft of hair growing in a different direction from the rest of a head of hair is known as blank.
Oh, I
A
know what this is.
goatee, a cowlick, a hobby horse, or a chicken wire.
It
A
is
tuft of hair
owl.
growing in a different direction from the rest of the head is known as a blank. Goatee, cowlick, hobby horse, chicken wire.
Cow at that, and I'm going to say cowlick, and I believe Andy says cowlick.
And Denise says cowlick.
Yeah, we're all cowlick.
Everybody's agreeing that Trump is a cowlick. All right. Mother cows lick their newborn calves as part of their maternal bonding process. Cowlicks are said to resemble the result of that process. Butchie would agree. All right.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I was stuck in South Dakota and my ex went up to go use the phone to call somebody, and I was playing with the little cows, and it started licking my hand, and then all of a sudden it wrapped its tongue around my wrist and inhaled, and I was stuck there. And my ex walks up to me and goes, "Baby, what are you doing?" I said, "Apparently I'm feeding the cow." And by the time we pulled it out of I pulled my hand out of its mouth, my hand looked like a big old hickey. It was terrible.
I'm not even gonna talk about that. That'll get me canceled somewhere, I'm sure. So
it inhaled.
Yeah, sure. There you go. If someone is forcibly retired from a job, they are said to have been blank. If someone is forcibly retired from a job, they are said to have been blank. Put out to pasture, put to seed, put on a mule, or bailed away.
Wow. Well, I know what the answer is, but I'm gonna say I know what the answer is, but I just want to talk about this put on a mule thing. What the hell? But it's put out to pasture.
Back on. There we go. Yeah, it's
but
AG says put out to pasture. Denise and Chris agree. Do we have Andy in this as well?
He might not have typed. Wait. Okay, yeah, put out to pasture. Yeah.
All right. We began using this expression in a figurative sense, referring to people rather than non-human animals in the 19th century. All right. So, yeah, I was put out to pasture too early.
Boy, it's a damn good thing it wasn't put out on a.
If you have risked all you have on the success or failure of a single thing, you may be said to have blank. If you have risked all you have on success or failure of a single thing, you may be said to have blank. Waited until the cows come home, made a silk purse from a sow's ear, put all your eggs in one basket, run around like a chicken with its head cut off. I don't know why she would put farm animals with you, for Christ's sakes.
Well,
So the chat says it's one basket. Put all your eggs in one basket.
And Andy said the same thing.
So do you agree, Brenda, or are you going out on a limb?
What was
here?
the first one that you had said on there?
Waited until the cows come home, made a silk purse from a sow's ear, put all your eggs in one basket, or run around like a chicken with its head cut off.
Now, it sounds like the question is saying that they procrastinated.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I would say the first one.
Waited until the cows come home.
Yeah, they waited until the cows come home before they finally made a decision.
So-
But
so-
go with what everybody else says.
I was
'cause
going to
could
say, are we
possibly
going
be wrong.
against the chat? All right. Put all your eggs in one basket. If you have risked all you have on the success or failure of a single thing, you may be said to.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Put all your eggs in one basket. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Before we said put all things in one basket, it was common to say venture all one eggs in one's basket. That's too much to say.
That's the same thing. What the hell?
What's a dictionary game? What the hell? So, all right. If you judge which people are things in a group are bad and which ones are good, you might say you were separating the wheat from the blank. If you judge which people are things in a group are bad and which ones are good, you might say you are separating the wheat from the blank. Grain, berries, whey are chaff. Chris wants to know if you're taking the same quiz.
No,
She's a little slow, Chris.
I'm taking my own. It's in my head.
So the voices in her head are giving her a total different game. That's
Yeah,
what makes it
voices
so
in my
fun.
head.
So,
Shit. Y'all shut up in there.
if you judge which people
I
are
think-
things in
I
a
think
group
it's
are bad and which are good, you might say you were separating the wheat from the blank.
The wheat from the grain, I think.
Oh, you say grain, and the Denise and Chris say chaff.
Oh, well, maybe it is. I don't know.
Well,
Wait a minute, hang on. Andy just chimed in. He said grain too.
Okay, so we're tied here. So you all are putting me to make the tiebreaker here.
Make the tiebreaker, JD Vance.
Perfect so far. So I want to say grain as well, but that's probably wrong. But we're going to go with grain just for the hell of it. So, and we were wrong.
Oh,
The
well,
chaff is
son of a-
correct. Chaff is designed as the seed covering and other debris separated from the seed in a thrashing grain. So
So
when you thrash
basically-
your grain, you separate your wheat from your chaff. So
basically,
you
what
go.
you're saying is wheat has clothes on.
Until you thrash it. So yes.
Thrash it. So you beat the hell out of the wheat, and its clothes fall off. Is that how that works?
Pretty much.
Oh, well,
All right.
damn.
Number 8. If you bought the farm, it means that you have blank. If you bought the farm, it means that you have blank. Purchased something unnecessary, invited in-laws to visit, achieved success, or passed away.
Passed away, definitely.
Okay.
We
All
know
right,
that.
Denise,
Let's see.
KG, everybody's on this one so far. Passed away. What does Andy say for 100?
Passed away. Andy
Passed
says
away.
passed away.
All right, so we're going with passed away. If you listen in the chat, there is no clear explanation regarding the origin of this expression, although there is speculation of where it comes from. Fighter pilots. Interesting. So,
What? Fighter
well,
pilots.
I guess if you bought the farm and fight as a fighter pilot, you're dead. So,
Oh, damn. Well, okay.
all right. The earlier version, keywords there, the earlier version of the expression when pigs fly ended with blank. To the library, to their tails forward. No, I'm sorry, with their tails forward. What the hell? And Presbyterian dance and have their own phones. The earlier version of the expression when pigs fly ended with to the library, with their tails forward in Presbyterian dance and have their own phones. So I'm going to say phones is not an answer. Earlier, so it's not that one.
What about the tail thing?
With their tails forward.
Tails.
I don't know. When pigs fly, with their ended with their tails forward.
Oh, wait.
I don't think
Andy,
it's a
Andy
library.
chimed in. With their
Okay.
tail. Andy says with their tails forward.
Okay, so is that what we're going with?
And
With the
Denise
tails forward?
says tails forward.
Okay. All right. So we're going tails forward. And we are correct. The version of the
Yay.
expression is not often found after the 17th century. So there you go. After the 17th century, we ditched the pig's tail. So number 10, the idiom for engaging in a period of youthful promiscuity is sewing one's blank. The idiom for engaging in a period of youthful promiscuity, if you were a whore, is sewing one's blank. Promiscuity is the idiom for engaging in a period of youthful promiscuity is sewing one's blank. Wild oats, nuts and berries, poppy seeds are that devil corn.
Wild oats. And Andy says wild oats. I say wild oats. Everybody's saying wild oats.
Sowing one's wild oats has been used for this purpose since the
Promiscuous whore.
I couldn't pronounce it, so we just came up with a new one.
Oh my
A
God.
farewell. I'm good the first time, and then I get tongue tied after that. A farewell appearance or final act can be described as blank. A farewell appearance or final act can be described as blank. Quail dive, chicken dance, swan song, or duck parade.
Oh, I have no clue on this one.
It says all he remembers is flow for malice when pigs fly.
Everybody's saying swan song.
Swan song. A farewell appearance or final act can be described as blank. And everybody says swan song. So we'll go with swan song. And they are correct. Swans don't sing. At most, they trumpet and whistle. And in the case of mute swans, they only hiss and snort. According to the ancient legend, swans sing one beautiful song just before they die.
Oh,
There we go. You know. Go hug a swan today.
if I ever hear a swan singing, I'm going to coddle it and say it's okay. It's okay.
Go to the light. Which of these terms originates from the behaviors of hens? Which of these terms originates from the behavior of hens? Feather duster, a wing and a prayer, pecking order, or deviled egg? Which of these terms originates from the behavior of hens? Feather duster, a wing and a prayer, pecking order, or deviled egg?
Pecking order.
Okay, yeah, I agree. Let's see if everybody else is in agreement here. Has Andy chimed in yet?
No, but Denise says pecking order also.
Pecking order.
So
Let's see. Chris says it's sad to finally sing one. Your life just ends. It's disappointing.
damn,
One
Chris.
song. That's all I got. One song. I'm out.
Andy says pecking order too.
All right. So go with pecking order. Which of these terms originates from the behavior of hens? Pecking order. It's a term for a social hierarchy. Hens peck other hens of lower social standing without fear of retaliation, and likewise submit to getting pecked by those of a higher standing. How the hell do chickens have a hierarchy?
I don't know, but I would turn that into a feather duster, but you know,
Well, I mean, I guess if you think about it in truth, chickens and birds in general come from the original dinosaurs. So maybe, I don't know.
God, you.
All right, here we go. What term for a look or glance is thought to have derived from an animal-like appearance of a person's stretching their neck? What term for a look or glance is thought to be derived from an animal like an appearance of a person stretching their neck? A leer, a gaze, an ogle, or a gander? What
Andy
term
says-
for a looking or glance is thought to be derived from the animal-like appearance of a person stretching their neck?
Now, Andy says leer, but I think it's gander.
I think gander too. I'm not 100%. Of course, the ghetto in me came out right away, and I was like, "Oh, that's one look." but that's not an answer. So you know the term one look means, don't you?
I thought maybe it was going to be like rubberneck or some shit like that, but okay.
All right, so we're going with gander. Is that correct?
Yeah, let's go with gander.
Okay, so we're putting Andy out on a limb here. So, and Andy was wrong. It is a gander.
Oh.
Next time you stretch your neck to take a gander at something, consider that you might resemble an adult male goose, also known as a gander. Okay.
Chris, you're an adult male goose. You're gandering.
Just don't sing one song. You'll be dead. So.
Don't sing.
Which of these occasions would be a proper time to shout horse feathers? Which of these occasions would be a proper time to shout horse feathers? Don't know that I've ever yelled that. When you hear someone sneeze, when someone holds a door open for you, I'm going to use that in the ghetto. After eating something very spicy, when a person says something disagreeable. So when do you shout horse?
Okay.
When someone sneezes, when they hold the door open for you, after you eat something spicy, or if somebody says something disagreeable.
Okay, see, I have no idea because I ain't never used that before nor heard anybody use it. I really don't know.
Rednecks ever come out.
Andy says disagreeable, so let's see.
I think so. I think it's disagreeable. And Denise says disagreeable.
Okay.
Colonel Potter's a mass shield when he disagrees. That's right, Chris. I forgot about that. Man, Chris is good at that. You don't need to be a farmer to know horses don't have feathers. Horse feathers is a term used to call out nonsense, similar to balderdash, otherwise known as bullshit. So, what is the correct version of the popular idiom? Okay, so this is the correct one. Which is the correct one? A hard road to hew, a hard road to hoe, a hard road to hew. That's twice. A hard road to hew or a hard road to hoe. So there's only two. Okay, so hard road to hew or a hard road to hoe. They should just put two buttons up there.
I know.
Is the correct version of the popular idiom a hard road to hew or it's a hard road to hoe?
Ho. Oh.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know why there's four of them. This is tricking me. Do I push? Which one do I push? Top one or the bottom one?
Oh,
I'm
shit.
afraid. I'm going to push the top one. There we go. The expression refers to using a hoe, which is a tool with a flat, thin blade with a long hold handle. Holy crap, I screwed that up. A tool with a thin, flat blade on a long handle to plant a row of crops. So it's a hard road to hoe. So it's
Can I tell you the truth?
No, it's
I really wasn't guessing. I wasn't guessing. I was just saying ho because but okay.
What does poke refer to in the expression pig in a poke? What does a poke refer to in the expression pig in a poke? Bag, mud pit, state of difficulty, or stable. What does the poke refer to in the expression pig in a poke? A bag, a mud pit, state of difficulty, or stable. Ooh, Brenda is thinking about this.
Yeah, can you smell my brain burning?
That one cell is just kind of.
It's got to be difficulty because it's difficult to make that decision.
All right, state of difficulty, and that is wrong.
Oh my god!
Oh, the chat has let me down. Poke
Oh my god!
could mean bag or sack, and so the pig in a poke was something which was potentially desirable, but also unknown provenance and quality. One hoped the bag contained pig and not something less edible. All right, so there you go. It is pig in a poke refers to a bag or sack because you're hoping that there's something desirable, the pig. So
why would anybody hope a pig was desirable? What the hell?
I don't know. Butch said bag, but he was a little late, so we'll give him credit. Why is it considered rude to look a gift horse in the mouth? Why is it considered rude to look a gift horse in the mouth?
It's rude.
Farrier's custom was to always check an animal's ear first. The word mouth formerly had a much different meaning. It used to be rude to show teeth. One might be looking at its teeth to see how old it is. Oh, that's weird. Why is it considered rude to look a gift horse in the mouth? Farrier's custom to always check an animal's ears first. The word mouth formerly had a much different meaning. It could be rude to show teeth. It used to be rude to show teeth. One might be looking at its teeth to see how old it is. Ooh.
Well,
Chris says, I thought that smell was Brenda's horse hickey hand.
it's a cow hickey hand, by the way.
Oh, Lord. Glad you didn't have another opinion. All right. So why is it considered rude to look a gift horse in the mouth?
Well, I don't know, but I think it was that. Wait, read the answers again.
Farrier's custom was to always check an animal's ears first. The word mouth used to have a much different meaning. It used to be rude to show teeth. One might be looking at its teeth to see how old it is.
The word mouth used to have a different meaning.
Okay, so that's what you think. KG says not showing teeth sounds the most logical.
I mean, if they're talking about a veterinarian and a horse, I would say check the ears first. But
Are you talking about a hoe? Is that what you're talking about, Brenda?
yeah. It's a hoe.
There you go.
Hoe.
I think it's gonna be. It used to be rude to show teeth. I think. I don't know.
Well, we got all
I don't
different
know.
answers, so we just push them all. Fuck it.
Well, we'll go with the chat, but I have a total different. Well, never mind. And it is wrong. One might be looking at its teeth to see how old it is. Well, maybe that's what they were saying. One might be saying, looking at its teeth to see how old it is. Earlier versions of this idiom were some form of "don't look at a gift are given horse's teeth." All right. There you go.
Okay, well, that was a stupid one. So we're just going to throw that one away. We're not even going to count that one.
We lost points. Something that distracts from a real issue is a blank. Something that distracts from a real issue is a blank. Red berry, reed bearing, red herring, or reed pairing.
Jesus criminy. Who made these?
That's the word. Well, it gets more difficult.
Is the word is one of the answers kiss my ass?
Something that distracts from the real issue is considered a blank. A red berry, reed bearing, red herring, reed pairing.
Red herring.
Denise says that it's red herring.
Yeah, red herring.
All right, so we're going with red herring.
Yeah.
This KG and Butch are all silent on this one. All right, red herring is correct. The term comes from the practice of drawing a red herring across a trail to confuse hunting dogs. Huh.
Yeah, Andy had red herring too. So,
okay. So you used to put a red herring across a trail to confuse dogs. So, all right, there we go. All right, number 19. According to the 17th century Proverbs, what were you unlikely to get from a dead horse? According to a 17th century proverb, what were you unlikely to get from a dead horse?
A good smell?
Flatulence, stories, gold, or sympathy?
Flagellance. I know that right off the bat.
Really? Okay. So
I guess so. I don't know, but they do shit after they die. I'm just saying.
Denise, bail me out, please, for God's sake. Bail me out.
She said stories.
So, in 17th century
we'll go with-
proverbs,
We'll go with
what were you
Denise's
unlikely
answer.
to get from a dead horse? Stories. All right, we're gonna go with stories.
Andy said stories.
And it was
too, so-
flatulence. For God's sake, it was flatulence.
I was right.
I've never heard that in my entire life. So, you know. 17th century proverbs. What were you unlikely to get from a dead horse? Flatulence.
Yeah.
Before we had the expression beat a dead horse, there were others using the deceased animal, such as free as a dead horse is of farts. And I'm more confused by how you knew that than anything.
I've had horses.
Oh my God. Oh, no. I don't want to hear this story. So stop. You'll get us canceled. In the 18th century, a barn burner, often referred to blank, a group of farmer who burned barns as an act of protest, a popular brand of cheap whiskey, one of two competing factions in the New York State Democrat Party, a now extinct variety of barn owl. In the 18th century, a barn burner often referred to a group of farmers who burned barns as an act of protest, a popular brand of cheap whiskey, one of two competing factions in the New York State Democrat Party, a now extinct barn owl.
Well, you know, I want to go with the Democrat Party, but
Jesus God.
a
barn
go with
burner.
the owl.
You're gonna go with the owl. Okay. We're gonna wait on the chat because
Cheap
Denise
whiskey.
thinks it's group. Everybody's all over the place on this one. A barn burner in the 18th century. I'm going to say it's a protest because if you burn your barn, you would never burn your barn if you were a farmer.
Even if you were a protester, you wouldn't burn your own barn.
Oh, come on now. Look at Minnesota. Look at all these places. So.
Is there another slot up there for a retard? I don't know.
Can we get 50-50 phone a friend? All right.
Yeah,
so,
I know, right? Can I phone a friend?
All right. So I'm going to leave the entire thing in your hands. You in the chat decide.
Son of a bitch. Oh,
in
my
the
God.
18th century, a barn burner is often referred to blank, a group of farmers who burned barns as an act of protest, a popular brand of cheap whiskey, one of two competing factions in the New York State Democratic Party, are a now extinct variety of barn owl.
Okay, Andy and I say whiskey.
Okay. So, and Denise, she's kind of not sure, and KG says it could be one or two. So,
we'll go with the whiskey.
All right, we're going to go with cheap whiskey, a popular brand of cheap whiskey. You were wrong.
Oh.
It was one of two competing factions in the New York State Democratic Party.
Oh, my God.
In the 18th century, barn burners were in opposition to another political faction known as the Hunkers. Today, barn burners means one that arouses much interest or excitement.
You know, we could have went with
you
that.
can see that me going into Cotton Eye Joe's and go, baby, you're a barn burner.
Cotton Eye Joe. You know, we could have said the Democratic Party thing, but then people would have been mad at us for saying that. Look, so that's why I steered away from it, because that was my first instinct.
Well, you would have been right 2 out of 3. So I don't know what we're gonna. Yeah, see, but now I'm stuck with going into a bar and looking at a baby and going, baby, you're a barn burner. There you go. See, that's what I do. I'm gonna cut my Joe, and I'll be me. Hey, baby, come here. So. Oh God!
Don't get a copyright. Don't get a copyright.
Yeah, there we go. We'll stop that nonsense. But I've never heard that in terms of saying something
I
that
haven't.
arouses interest or excitement.
Yeah,
So,
whatever.
I don't think I'm going to go into a bar and
Arise interest.
we got 2,500 out of 7,800. That was a high score. So,
Oh, we got a
that
high
means we got
score.
15 out of 20 correct, which is better than most people. So there you go. All right.
Oh my God.
So we are 45 minutes in. Let's move on here. So, all right. So that was a fun trivia. The chat helped us out a lot, and so Brenda, you failed me as usual. So
Shut up. And then we got this guy right here.
All right, today's trivia for March 19th. Who said no man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar? That seems like it was yesterday's.
I thought it was yesterday's.
Yeah, that sounds.
Who was
right.
it? Albert Einstein or some shit?
Well, no, this is Abraham Lincoln's. This must be a different
Oh.
one. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. That was Abraham Lincoln. Okay.
So they must have just all said the same thing back then.
True. Now, I agree with this quote of the day. Prejudice is an emotional commitment to ignorance. Yes,
There you
I
go.
agree. Prejudice
There you go.
is
Yes.
an emotional commitment to ignorance.
They need to bring that back to life.
Well, there you go. March 19th's holiday. It's the feast day of Joseph. He was the husband of the Virgin Mary and patron saint of the Universal Church in Workmen. I've never heard this. It's the feast day of Joseph. So we honor
ate him.
Joseph, who was the wife of the Virgin Mary, the patron saint of the Universal Church in Workmen.
Did
Never
they
heard
eat him?
well, no, they probably just went out and had a steak and ale. I don't know. That's how we even celebrated today. I'm going to get a steak and ale. History on this day, 2003, the Iraq War begins. The Iraq War begins when President George W. Bush announced coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq and to free its people and defend the world from grave danger. The war ended in 2011. Well, we're back over in the sandbox, so there you go.
And he was an idiot. Why'd they listen to him too?
Well, I'm not convinced the one in office isn't now. Jim Baker resigns on this day in 1987. Evangelist leader of PTL, Jim Baker, resigns his ministry after accusations of $279,000 of church money to pay for the silence of a church secretary who alleged Baker and Pastor John Wesley Fletcher drugged and raped her.
He didn't resign. He went to prison.
And he was later convicted of defrauding his followers of $158 million, for which he served 4.5 years in prison from 89 to 94. So in the 1996 book, I Was Wrong, he admitted that the first time he actually read the Bible all the way through, he was in prison and realized that he had taken passages out of context to support his prosperity theology. 2003, he returned to evangelism on TV and began broadcasting the Jim Baker Show with his second wife, Lori. His new ministry embraces apocalypticism and sells buckets of freeze-dried food in preparation for the end of the days. So basically, all he learned is get a new wife and let's do this shit again. So.
I can do it without getting caught. I know better now.
How do all these people on TV have so many hoes? I mean, there's one coming out.
There's a hoe in every area code.
Well, I mean, they're now saying, and I've been avoiding the headlines, but they're saying Bob Barker. You know who he was.
Yeah.
They're now saying he was a hoe, and he used to tell his staff that they were going to be putting out or they were going to be leaving. So, it's like, what?
What?
So, yeah. I don't know. Amos and Andy. This day in 1928.
Hi, Rich Fields here.
Hi,
and
Rich.
come on down. It's time for the Sportcat Show.
That used to be Bob Barker's when the Viagra would kick in. They would play that. So. Amos and Andy. This day in 1928, the long-running radio comedy Amos and Andy debuts on radio. It was written and starred Freeman Gosden and Charles Corral, two white actors portraying black actors. It was the first U.S. syndicated radio program and ran until 1960. A TV version starring black actors ran from 51 to 53. I did not know that. I knew it was a radio show. I didn't know they were white. I mean, not that I care, but wouldn't that be like blackface?
I don't know. I don't know why they separate everything in color and why they have.
I don't know. It's ignorance. Remember we talked about that.
Yeah, it is.
All right. This day in 1918. Yes, Chris.
Oh
I agree. That's what I was saying. Those two white guys will be canceled. This day in 1918, the first national U.S. daylight savings times is passed by Congress. Germany and its allies had begun using it in 1916, as had the United Kingdom. The U.S. repealed the DST time in 1919, but a few cities, including New York City, retained DST locally. DST was reinstated during WW2. After the war, its use varied among states and localities until 1966, when the Uniform Time Act of 1966 provided standardization of DST in the U.S. So basically, Congress is the one telling us what time it is. And you see what that says right there?
Yeah.
Well, man,
see.
Get your hoe ready.
Oh my God. Again, ho.
Seems to be a common trend. It's Uncle Sam pointing at a clock. He's got a hoe in one hand and a rifle slung over his shoulder, a musket.
There is no other
Get
way
your
to
hoe
be.
ready. It's celebrating the passage of the DST.
There is
Can
no
you
other
imagine
way
if
to
Trump
be
put this out
America.
today? Can you
A
imagine
hoe
if
over
Trump
your
said,
shoulder and a rifle.
for the
There you go.
250th, we're going to change time, and it's a picture of him saying, get your hoe ready. So,
Yeah.
so the hoes are ready. So, yeah, the first, and I'm not planting any seeds. In more than one way. First is air combat mission. This day in 1916, 8 Curtiss JN-3 airplanes take off in pursuit of a Mexican revolutionary, Pancho Villa. Although the two were lost on the flight to the advanced camp of Colonial de Blan. They were supporting a mission of 7,000 U.S. troops who had invaded Mexico with orders to capture and kill Villa, dead or alive. They pursued him until 1917, killing 190 of his men, but he survived the assault. He opposed U.S. support of the He opposed U.S. support of the newly elected Mexican president and had led a raid across the border into New Mexico to obtain military supplies, killing 17. Following month, the second lieutenant, George S. Patton, led the first motorized military action in which he killed one of Villa's leaders and 2 of his men.
Yeah.
In my history, for some reason, I had that placed further back, like in the Wild West times. I did not realize it was more modernized. So I don't know why I did that, but for some reason, I thought it was the Old West thing. So, but the Wild West, according to some theories, only lasted a few weeks.
I'm not even sure that it
Quelled by
even
the
happened
president.
at all.
Yeah, it was quelled by the president, who had got a private army, private.
You know what that
militia.
means?
Now the Secret Service or some shit. So
Do you know what that means? And I'm so
What does that mean?
heartbroken. That means that Little House on the Prairie was nothing but a lie.
Could be. All right. This day in 1831, 2 men used copied keys to enter the City Bank of New York City and steal $245,000. In today's dollars, $7 million.
Good God.
They were
Dang.
eventually arrested and sentenced to 5 years hard labor. So they finally caught them. Can you imagine today if you just did that? Whew. Well,
I'd
it
taken
happens.
that $7 million and been living high on the hog somewhere.
You could buy an island in a hoe.
Yeah.
1787, March 19th, 1787. New York State grants John Fitch the sole right to make and use steamboats. He would make his first steamboat ride down the Delaware River 5 months later on his ship Perseverance. In 1798, New York would take away these rights and give them to Robert Livingston. Oh, there you go. You could only have a steamboat if New York City told you so.
Oh.
This day in 1991, the fingernails of Sridhar Chahila's left hand are measured to have a combined length of 181 inches. It is a Guinness World Record. 181 inches. How the hell do you hold your hand with that?
You know what? I have long nails, and I'm here to tell you something. I have to keep them cut back because you can't wipe your ass. You poke yourself in the butthole. I mean, that's not even cool.
Oh, I
The
just
hell?
This day in 1981, 2 workers are killed while making preparations for a ground test. 22 years later, in 2003, the ill-fated shuttle would disintegrate upon re-entry, killing all 7 of the crew members. This day in 1981. C-SPAN.
Right.
March 19th of 1979, the Cable Satellite Public Affairs Network is launched and begins broadcasting U.S. House of Representatives day-to-day business. Its first broadcast was a speech by then U.S. Congressman Al Gore. He said, "I have invented the internet." So there you go.
I know how those nails would help. Eating finger food. You just scoop that shit right out. Goes into your mouth.
Chris says her husband was a brave man. So. I would give new meanings if I could get my hands on you, bitch. 1954, Joe Giardello knocks out Willie Troy at Madison Square Garden. That was broadcast by WNBT. It was the first broadcast of a prize fight on TV. The first color TV broadcast of a prize fight on TV. 1953.
Wake up,
First TV broadcast. I'm trying. I've had enough caffeine, I think. The first TV broadcast of the Academy Awards was this day in 1953. And the greatest show on earth wins the Oscar for Best Picture.
Shh, quiet. Don't tell Trump. He's going to be pissed.
Yeah, they didn't give him one. World War II, USS Franklin kamikaze attack. The second deadliest attack on a U.S. ship during the war occurs when the USS Franklin is hit by a kamikaze bomber, killing 807 and wounding 487.
And now it's a shot.
Second only to Pearl Harbor attack on the USS Arizona. The Franklin returned to the U.S. and was restored, but saw no more action in the war and was decommissioned in 1947. We got a story about that coming up. So
now it's a drink that'll kick your ass.
Nevada gambling. That's a drink. What are you talking about? Oh, the kamikaze. Yeah, that's one of my favorite drinks. Yeah. Now, this day in 1931, Nevada legalizes gambling. It was intended only to be temporary to help the ailing economy during the Depression.
Right.
1931, an easy divorce. Nevada signs into law its 6-week easy divorce law. It became effective on May 1st. I guess you can get divorced in 6 weeks.
Well, they did that because it'd be easier than them killing each other. So, shit.
That was before divorce court. The first U.S. fractional postage stamp was 1.5 cents. The first U.S. fractional denomination postage stamp goes on sale for 1.5 cents, and it featured William G. Hardy.
I wonder
Wonder
if
if you
that'd
could
be.
get one of those now. That'd be worth
Yeah, I
a
was
million.
gonna say. I wonder what it would be worth now today.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pluto, this day in 1915, was searching for the cause of perturbations. Well, hold on, I butchered that. Perturbations in orbit of Uranus. The Lowell Observatory in Arizona photographs the dwarf planet. However, the photographs were not recognized for what they were, and Pluto remained undiscovered for 15 years.
Do you know how they came up with the planet Uranus? They found it and they were trying to figure out what to name it, and the maid was in there cleaning and she bent over.
Oh
And
my God.
they said, Uranus.
This day in 1894. Birthday. Bill Wabaganas, American baseball player. It was the first World Series unassisted triple play in 1920. So the fifth inning of the game live, 1920 World Series, second baseman William Wabaganas with the Cleveland Indians catches a line drive by Clarence Mitchell from the Brooklyn Dodgers. He stepped on second base to retire Pete tagged Otto coming in from first and completed the first and only unassisted triple play in World Series history.
You know, we've had an awful lot of Uranus and ass and stuff in the show today.
You have not had any of my anus, I promise you.
And I'm not even on my meds.
I know. Maybe that's the problem. You're off your meds.
I'm off my meds. Damn it.
Birthdays today. Wyatt Earp, the leader of the OK Corral gunfight. American gunfighter. He led the gunfight at the OK Corral in 1881, which is in Tombstone. And the quote is, "That's nothing so sacred as honor and nothing so loyal as love." And then he was shot in the head. So
Yeah, well, probably by his love.
Chris is making fun of the way I pronounce names. Dr. Livingston, I presume. David Livingston, born this day in 1813, a Scottish explorer and missionary. In 1871, he was found in Africa by reporter Henry Stanley, prompting the famous quote, "Dr. Livingston, I presume."
Oh, good God.
Today is Bruce Willis's birthday. This day in 1955, the best Christmas movie, Die Hard.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Just like to stir you up. Bruce Willis, happy birthday, Bruce. Glenn Close, she was born this day in 1947, an actress from The Big Chill in Fatal Attraction. I think I remember more from Fatal Attraction. Clarence Frogman Henry. Go ahead.
I would not want my kids thinking terrorists come down a fucking chimney on Christmas. So it is not a Christmas movie.
But you can capture a leprechaun, Brenda, for God's sakes. Get with the times. So. Clarence Frogman Henry was born this day in 1937, American rhythm and blues singer. He opened 18 concerts for the Beatles in 1964. I did not know that. Ursula Andress. She was born this day in 1936, a Swiss actress. Philip Roth, born this day in 1933. He was an author. He wrote Columbus and Portnoy's Complaint, an American pastoral. Peter McGoonhan is an American Irish Emmy-winning actress. Luckily for Sean Connery in 1962, McGoonhan turned down the role of Bond, James Bond. Later, he turned down the role of Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings. He described Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films. So there you go. I don't have a clue who the hell any of that is. So I know who Bond is. So. Jack Elrod. Oh, he created Mark's Trail, the comic. He was born this day in 1924. Tiger Andrews from the Mod Squad. He was born this day in 1920. Irving Wallace, an American novelist. He wrote books that sold over 120 million copies, but yet they don't list any of them.
Can we just say that these people are really damn old and move on?
Adolf Eichmann, German war criminal, member of the SS. He organized the transportation of Jews to concentration camps for the final solution. He was captured by the U.S., but was using forged papers that identified him as Otto Eckmann. Eventually escaped in 1950, used a phony passport to travel to Argentina. He was discovered hiding in Argentina after his son Klaus bragged to his girlfriend about his Nazi father. He was then captured by Israel Mossad agents and smuggled to Israel, where he was tried and hung for his war crimes. Yeah. See that right there? You know what the moral of that story is? Don't tell a woman shit. So
wasn't a woman; it was his son.
Well, he trusted her. He said, "Hey, you want to meet my dad? He's the most famous Nazi in the world." Sure.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
He said, "You're a barn burner, baby." So the funniest woman in the world was born today. Jackie Moms Mabley. Never heard of her. She was an American comedian. So one of the most successful entertainers of black vaudeville, staged and was billed as the funniest woman in the world. Well, see, that could explain it. I never watched vaudeville. Earl Warren. He was an American Chief Justice in the U.S. Supreme Court in 1891. Dr. Everett Ambrose Graham, a physician. He performed the first successful lung removal operation by removing the cancerous lung of a fellow physician, the patient, in 1933. He was one of the first of note that he was one of the first to note that almost all lung cancer patients were habitual smokers. So he himself, a long-term smoker, quit, but he died of lung cancer. So William Jennings Bryan, 1860, American orator. So he was famous for the Cross of Gold. Sir Richard Francis Burton, English explorer. Thomas McKean, an American politician, born in 1734. The father of American history, William Bradford, born this day in 1950. He was the signer of the Mayflower Compact in 1620. He's called the father of American history for his writings of the early colonies. So, all right. Here we go. All right, I'm not going to cover deaths. All right, so that's enough of that for one day, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. I deleted the wrong window. Today is National Poultry Day.
Get out and get you a chicken.
It's Absolutely Incredible Day for Absolutely Kids Incredible Day, Certified Nurses Day, Companies That Cure Day, International Clients Day, International Read to Me Day, National Automatic Door Day. How the hell does an automatic door get a day? National Backyard Day. Ooh, my favorite. National Chocolate Caramel Day.
Ooh.
National Close the Gap Day, National Farm Rescuer, National Let's Laugh Day, National Stretch Mark Day.
Well, I got enough of those.
Leave that alone. It's New Moon March Day, so Operation Iraqi Freedom Day, Oranges and Lemons Day, Ugadi Day, whatever the hell that is, St. Joseph's Day in Venezuela. So, all right, let's see. Move on here. We got anything else interesting? No, we're going to do that. And we're not going to do that. We're running out of time. So, Farm Rescuer Day. Let's see. We got all the rest of them, right? National Let's Laugh Day. Let's laugh today, Brenda.
Yeah, I have been.
Yeah, you've been laughing a lot today. So. All right, I think we're done here. And today is the 78th day of 2026 and the 89th day of winter. But it is back up to 70 here in the South. So it's not winter time yet. But next week, don't worry, snow is coming. So
it's going to be 92. It's 92 here today. Holy crap.
So we'll hit real quick from the AP live updates. Whoa, I just broke my desk.
Quit doing that.
Iran fires missiles during Netanyahu's speech. That was 2 minutes ago. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Iran no longer can enrich uranium or make ballistic missiles. 2 minutes later, they shot missiles at him. So the
Shut
question
your
is
mouth,
now,
Pete.
will Trump deploy U.S. troops to seize Iran's uranium? Let's see. Iran's war underscores the risk of Trump's focus on oil. And Hegseth, well, he got in a little bit of trouble saying that they couldn't shoot any aircraft, and an F-35 had to make an emergency landing after it was shot.
Well, then.
UN agency wants a humanitarian corridor to evacuate ships trapped by the war. So, and today the U.S. approves $23 billion in arms sales to Arab allies as the war escalates. Treasury Secretary says the U.S. is going after Iranians' defectors' money. So we stealing money now? Trump says he urged Netanyahu, don't do that, amid fallout from the Iraq attack on the gas field. Yeah, there was some pushback on that. Oh, we'll talk about this with the Pearl Harbor in a second. And Japanese minister condemns Iran during an Oval Office meeting. So there we go. All right, I'm going to just skip ahead and we'll start hitting other news here. Our boy Trump. Do you know what our boy Trump did today?
God only knows.
Well, he's got a meeting right now with the Japanese Prime Minister, Sani Taki, and she was sitting there very patiently. And of course, he lets in the reporters because, well, he's Trump. But then he let a shocking joke out that everybody in the Oval Office was quiet and very uncomfortable. This is Trump. This is so Trump. A reporter asked Trump why he didn't tell U.S. allies, including European and Asian countries such as Japan, that he was planning joint military strikes with Israel on Iran. Do you know what his response was, Brenda?
What?
Well, it shocked the room. And some people just kind of nervously went, One thing you don't want to signal too much when you go in, Trump said. We went in very hard and we didn't tell anyone because we wanted a surprise. And then he turned and looked at Japanese Prime Minister and he said, who knows better about surprise than Japan? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Jesus Christ.
Wait, what?
Japanese Prime Minister sitting there right beside him. He goes, who knows more about surprise attacks in Japan? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor?
I would have said because you weren't in the Oval Office, you were playing games somewhere. The fuck? Oh my God! I
think that kind of it is not the purpose. He was talking about the United States in general, and
yeah,
Japan.
I know.
And she's ha 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 ha. Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yesterday he offended the Irish ambassador and said he had Scottish blood, but he felt like he had Irish blood. Was that okay? We've elected an idiot. The White House has sparked UFO rumors. Last night, this was going all over the prepper and conspiracy theory people on the internet because, well, the UFO rumor, well, the government is acquiring new internet domains. The White House and the Trump administration, well, they're working on declassifying information about ET. And Wednesday, they registered new internet domains. They were alien.gov, which immediately sparked rumors of extraterrestrial enthusiasts, got renewed hope that something was likely to come. And then they later bought a separate one, aliens.gov. So they've got several now. So, yeah. So the internet's going crazy. Thanks to Barack and Trump for running their mouth. Now they're going to get crazy with it. All right. So this headline comes to us from Raw Story, and this is probably the best of the stories. Mystery drones spark panic that Iran may be targeting top Trump officials' homes. Officials detected multiple unidentified drones above Fort McNair, a U.S. Army base where Rubio and Hegseth live, prompting heightened security measures and White House deliberations on potential relocating the officials, according to sources. So, are you familiar with where Fort McNair is located?
I've never been there. No.
Well, it's on the peninsula, a little point of DC. It's small. It's maybe blocks. I don't know. It's not very big, but my takeaway from this story is we detected an unknown drone or multiple drones in Washington DC airspace. That's kind of scary. So,
will it pick up the White House and carry it away?
I don't know. The drones appeared on a single night within the past 10 days as heightened alert levels in the U.S. and in Israel because of the strikes on Iran. Officials have not determined the drone's origins, although sightings triggered White House meeting to discuss response options. So Fort McNair is issuing broader security escalation across the installation. So that means they're putting guns there. They're putting anti-aircraft in there. So we got drones flying over DC airspace. This is kind of scary. So,
and it's not ours?
Nope. Don't know who it is. So, and they're not going to comment on where they're moving people around for security reasons. So my bet is Hegseth will probably move to Belvoir, and Rubio will probably be moved to Maryland. That's my guess. So
he's going to Venezuela.
Yeah. Fort McNair houses National Defense University, and senior Pentagon officials has not traditionally accommodated political leaders. However, growing numbers of Trump administration officials, including Homeland Director Kristi Noem, have relocated to Airy bases, citing security concerns. The proximity to Capitol Hill and the White House provides convenience, but lacks a safety buffer of more remote locations. So,
well, most military bases
emerged previously in 2020 after we attacked Iran and killed their generals. So,
isn't it a no-fly zone over most military bases?
There's not necessarily over military bases, but Washington D.C. has one of the largest no-fly zones. So,
we have a no-fly zone over Fort Hood. There's a no-fly zone.
It's scary that they had this no-fly zone, and then we don't know what that was.
Oh my God!
That's not the answer we wanted, but we're getting
fired.
We're getting a lot of that from this administration. So the Gerald Ford, we talked about this yesterday. This story is getting more and more, and when the ship comes to port, I'm going to bet that we learn a lot of details. But they're sending people out there in merchandise, equipment. They're sending all kinds of things out there. I believe they're going to secure this crew. So, because they're saying that soldiers set fire to bedding, because remember we talked, it was originally laundry, and then they said, well, we had 200 beds destroyed. Okay. And then all their laundry. And then they didn't tell us the fire burned for 30 hours.
What?
Yes.
They didn't.
Burned for 30 hours. Yeah, they left that part out.
Well, they said that it caught fire and they put it out and everybody was fine the first day.
Suddenly, we have 200 sailors without beds, and we had one that had to be medically evacuated because of smoke inhalation, and 2 critical with 200 other, up to, maybe, possibly, could be, roundabout 200 sailors. Now we're learning that the ship has been plagued with people clogging toilets, which is probably not a good thing to do on an aircraft carrier. And we have arsonists.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
It burned for 30 hours. It was a small incident. It was contained. So, but well, they have been out to sea for 263 days.
Oh,
so
maybe that's why they want to just go home.
They're saying that there's some people that this could be mutiny. So between clogging plumbing and setting fires. So
mutiny. Walk the plank. Oh.
This is the first day we've heard of clogged toilets, but they're saying they're finding T-shirts in the toilets.
I was trying to put it out.
It's the most successful and powerful weapon in U.S. military history. And we're just learning all these little things. So it's not
Maybe-
functioning properly, and they're having to come to port.
Maybe
So-
those people were just trying to wash their clothes in the toilet because they, their laundry room is burned. They got tired of smelling themselves. They're like, I'll get rid of this shit.
Well, see, they were promised they were going to be coming home, and then, well, now they changed their mind and moved them. So,
Oh God,
almost a year they've been at sea. They've been out to sea for a year. So, and they didn't have a chance to get off the ship. No, they're stuck there.
poor guys. I mean, usually they go on Westpac trips, which is like 6 months, but
Yeah, 8 months has been the longest. 10 could be considered normal, but we're now looking at almost a year, like 264 days now. So
they're like, we're
now they're
done.
saying that it could be sabotage. So when they come into Greece, they're going to be met with people to investigate arson, mutiny, sabotage, and rebuilding a portion of the vessel. So I'm sure that NCI, was it a National Criminal
Yeah.
Investigation? NCI says,
CIS.
yeah, I'm sure they're going to be out there, and that crew's going to be court. They're not going to get. They're going to be on land, but they're not going to get away from the military for quite a while. So they won't be flying home. They're going to be stuck there on port.
Oh boy.
Supposedly, one of our most technologically advanced aircraft, the US F-35, it got enemy fire and had to make an emergency landing. Now, there are only MSNBC, CNN are the only networks reporting this that are credible. I mean, there's other agencies, but these are the only ones. I went with CNN because out of all the stories, it made the most sense.
I don't call them credible, but
Well,
go
I
ahead.
mean, the others weren't. It wasn't like AP, Reuters, even a CBS. It was other. It wasn't even an outside source like Al Jazeera or BBC. So this was the most that made sense. So apparently, the 5th generation fighter sustained some kind of damage while it was over Iraq, but it did land safely and no crews were injured. So they're investigating the incident, but the military is not confirming on what it was. In fact, we still don't know 100% what that aircraft is capable of. So we do know it costs $100 million. So,
Good God Almighty.
Chris, I said it's the most credible I could find. It's very clear on that. Most credible I could find. So, I didn't trust me. I took it over MSNBC. So this comes to us from the war zone, which is kind of interesting. Do you remember? Well, I don't know. You might not remember, but when we first discovered the Flying Dorito, the stealth aircraft,
Yes.
that was back during the first Gulf operation when we were in Desert Storm, Desert Shield. Well,
Oh,
apparently now we have discovered the RQ-180, and it is a high altitude drone that is capable of being airborne at significant altitudes and never seen. This is a highly top secret. It's a white stealth drone that's very large, and it usually only flies at night, or it takes off and lands only at night. It had to make an emergency landing in Greece.
yeah.
So, but what I like about this article, you can go find it over on twz.com in the war zone. What I like about this is they point out that this is more advanced than the F-35, but this generation of drones and aircraft have been operating for over a decade. So if you take from the article, what they're saying is, by time-wise, that we don't admit that this RQ-180 even exists, but there's more advanced aircraft that we're using now than this.
Well,
So this is the first time that it has been spotted in daylight hours, and this is the best photographs and video if you want to go over to TWZ and check them out. Yeah, the military denies that it exists, and no one will confirm what it does. So military says it doesn't exist. So, but apparently it's quite old, and Now it's considered a decade old. So we
It's
don't
on
know
the
what's
ground, but
happening.
it doesn't exist. The ship you are looking for is not here.
Yeah, it's not here. So interesting. Well, this has been a headline going all over the place. And Trump has threatened it, and he's still saying it. Boots on the ground within the next few months to engage the next stage of Operation Epic Fury. So there's a lot of talk going around, and Trump has thrown it out there several times that they're just soldiers, that we will probably send ground forces in to take Karg Island, which is, like we've talked about in the past, it's their militarily their most secure facility, and that's where basically all, or at least the biggest part of the oil is. So
Now, wait a minute. Didn't you say that the very first time we talked about that? You said they said you can't take it. And you said, don't tell him that because he will try.
and it appears that we're going to put boots on the ground. Yes.
Oh, my God.
So
I told you to be quiet.
Hopefully these, well, they're not going to tell anybody until afterwards, but we know the Marines are almost there from Asia, and we sense that they're probably going to try and secure the strait. We haven't really been given what their mission is. So exactly, Chris. So we don't really know what their mission is. The Marines, we assume that they're going to be working to clear the mines, but I did find it interesting that we have now turned the U.S. price of oil yesterday was 106 a barrel. Today, when it opened, it was 119. But that should not affect the United States, because as of today, we stopped all imports from the Middle East, and we're now using and relying on only what we get in from Venezuela. So our price of gas, we're bitching about it, is much lower than the rest of the world.
Huh.
But we're going in and we're going to take Karg Island. See, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We're going in to take it, but we don't need it.
Huh.
90% of the world gets their oil from here, but we don't, as of within the past week, need it. We can totally rely on us in Venezuela. That's why you're going to start seeing our prices drop and the world prices going through the roof. And remember, they snubbed their nose at Trump and said they didn't want a part of his war. So if we're deploying boots on the ground and we're going to take this island, are we going to give it to them to stabilize the world economy? Is that the plan?
I think
It's about oil again. Now it's about oil. It was about killing a bad guy that wanted to kill us all to start with, but now it's about oil.
Yeah.
So today, Pete Hegseth met with Congress and said he needs $200 billion more dollars. Yeah,
I
200
see.
billion. Yeah, more. He needs 200 billion more. This is before he's talking about boots on the ground. So, and they're saying week one it cost $11 billion. So it's a lot of money. Now they're getting 200 billion. We're using aircraft we've never seen, and we're sending Marines that way. It just tells me this war isn't going the way that they planned it out. So, in fact, there's a headline going around today that somewhere caught on a hot mic J.D. Vance saying that he wasn't going to run for president in 2028. So,
All right.
I don't know. We'll see. Well, him and Trump are fighting apparently, so because he doesn't believe we should have done this either. So tonight, much of the United States in the Midwest and could be further down south, we may be able to see the aurora lights tonight. So go out and check it out. It should start sometime local East time around midnight if you go out and look up. And we learned from last time that this happened. If you couldn't necessarily see it, try and find some dark areas and take some pictures, and you got some remarkable images. So if you're in the South, or if you're in the Midwest, or even up north is going to be a hell of a show, apparently. So go ahead and check out the Aurora Borealis tonight. So
Nice.
I got this out of order. So I got this out of order. Yeah, it should have been before the for $200 billion. Last night, Congress, Senate was in House until 10:30 last night. We kept those little boys up late last night. Didn't get much done. And they are pissed at Fetterman. Fetterman crossed the aisle and got it approved that Trump could go ahead with his war. So war power resolution is Trump's now. And it was because Fetterman crossed the aisle. Rand Paul went the other way. So
that figures.
Yeah, so Fetterman crossed the line. Rand Paul went the other way. So Schumer, well, he just stood up there and pounded his fist on the desk. So
that's what he's good at.
But see, this is what I love. He is using this whole Americans are now paying $3.80 at the pump. He's right. That's average across the United States. But what he doesn't tell you is within the past week and up until today, we're changing and relying only on our oil. So that's going to start dropping, according to analysis from people that are much smarter than me. So we're going to be paying a lot less for oil than the rest of the world, or for gas than the rest of the world here in the United States. I don't know. We'll see. It may just be, hell, they put out stuff that we don't understand all the time. Like, well, we may have 200 sailors injured, maybe. Well, it's
the price might be right around $3. I think maybe we don't know.
Could give or take. Give or take. We talked about this yesterday with local police. Remember we talking? They were using it for flash mobs and whatever they call them. The kids call it twerkings. And where they basically where a bunch of people show up and either close off interstates or Atlanta yesterday. There was a huge, I'm going to restrain from what I want to say, a huge presence of young figures that just showed up at a mall and started doing whatever the hell they wanted. And police weren't able to contain it because there was too many of them. So some agencies have been buying location data and information, and that's not being widely reported. But now they're saying, well, the FBI is doing it as well. So in other words, they're using our data and buying it. They can't get us criminally. Then they can get a warrant and do other things, but they can come after us civilly. So this is kind of a new thing. And, so far the courts have allowed it since they're, quote, buying it. So in other words, people are buying your texts. People are buying your Google location, your Snapchat, your whatever's. People are buying it, and that's okay. But you got to get a warrant if you want to put me in jail. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't know how I feel about it.
It starts at home, people.
Well,
control your children.
It's a brave new world we're in, because used to they had to get, like, for instance, when I first started working 911, if we got a call, the caller didn't know where they were, man, we had to wake up somebody. We had to get permission. They had to get a judge or a magistrate. It was like a big deal. Now it's like push a button at 911. They know where you are instantly. Well, your data is also comprised in that. And so now they're selling your data. And a lot of Americans got into this habit of going, well, I'm not doing anything wrong, so what does it matter? And so we've gotten very lax with our security because of, quote, safety. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, I understand why police departments are doing it when they have these things occur, and they're doing it like a spring breaks and stuff like that. But now we're finding out the FBI is just buying it. So we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it illegally like the CIA does. We're just going to buy the shit. I really don't know how I feel.
We don't have anything else to spend our money on here in America. Shit.
God knows how many billions that costs. So
yeah,
this was an interesting article. It's come out of PJ Media, and one of the Democrats last night at 10:30, she was probably really tired, said something that should be understood as to why the Democrats are opposing this. Because remember, they were saying that no illegal aliens voted in elections. Remember that?
Yeah.
They were saying it didn't happen. No people that weren't supposed to didn't vote. They were saying that too. And then, well, Senator Murray said it out loud, what people probably didn't pay attention to. I'm going to read this. All right. I'm going to read this to you, and you don't say anything, just kind of let it digest. So she took to the floor yesterday and said, just consider all the people who will face new challenges just to vote for no good reason. If you are a student who just moved to start college, Republicans will make it harder for you to vote because if this bill passes, you will need to show an ID and proof of citizenship in every single state. But a student ID will not count. Tribal IDs will not count under this new Republican legislation. So what'd you get out of that?
She was spilling a lot of bullshit.
No. She was telling the truth. She was letting it out. There are places where you can just show up and show a school ID. In other words, if I was taking a class at the University of Tennessee right now, I would get a student ID so I could get on campus, get the library, blah, blah, blah. I live in Georgia, but if I decided while I'm here, well, hell, I'm going to vote while I'm here, and then I'll go home and vote too.
Oh.
Yeah. Let that sink in a little bit. And what about all these students that are here on student visas?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody illegally voted, air quotes, illegally, because you could use a photo ID from your college or school.
So
I could have used it from when I was going to online school, and I had one for it's basically the University of Alabama. God, please don't tell anybody that. I could have went in Alabama and voted by these rules. I didn't know about these rules because, well, obviously I'm honest, but apparently that is one of their loopholes. And, well, she let it slip out. Foreign students, they could vote.
Well, you
So
know.
it wasn't Jose at Home Depot that we should have been worried about. Huh. How about that? Never knew that. Never thought about that. But she let it out. And let's see if the media picks it up. Hopefully, if you're another channel and you want to run with this story because I've reported on it first, cool. Just say you heard another show, the Sportcat show. That's all. Just say it. I don't care. Hit that thumbs up button too while you're here. It's free. Doesn't cost anything.
So,
yeah. Let all that sink in. And she just said it.
All of the students that were here on visas were allowed to vote.
All the students that are at Georgia Tech from Japan, China, Asia, we'll just say Asia. There's a huge Asian student ID or student whatever you call it, visa at Georgia Tech. Huge because of the things they teach.
So
all they had to do was go show their student ID and they could vote.
I didn't realize that students that were in college.
Neither did I. I don't think a lot of people believe that. Well, I mean, they have the right to. If you're an American, if I come here and I am still a resident of Georgia, even though I'm going to college at the University of Tennessee, I could do a mail-in ballot or I could go home and vote. But with the way that we are just finding out about this, well, I could vote in Knox County and I could vote in Gwinnett County legally.
Wow. Okay.
I never thought about that, but they let it out. So they weren't lying when they were saying all these people you're rounding up. They never voted for us. They weren't lying.
Well, they might have voted too, but
well, I mean, they may have, but the largest majority of them probably didn't, because they're usually seedy underbelly of immigration. You know, the sex traffickers, the criminals. They're usually the ones that won't just show up at a elementary school and show an ID to vote. Usually, a small percentage, but you have an educated voting bloc with this that you have imported through your student visa acts from other countries, mainly China, and they can vote.
Wow. Did
not know that. And she let that cat out of the bag. So let's see if any other channels pick up on this. PJ Media, I'm not sure where they got this story from, but this come out this morning or this afternoon at high noon. So, but yeah, she come out and said part out loud.
Oops.
So, Mark Levine, Matt Margolis. He is the columnist that wrote this article from listening to her speech. So, go to PJ Media. You can read the whole thing. Top Democrat accidentally reveals what her party really fears in the SAVE Act.
Huh.
Yeah, that one to me blew me away when I read that. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Let me go back and read this again. So we're not worried about Jose at Home Depot voting. It's the people from China that are here on student visas that can vote.
I didn't realize we had that many.
Oh gosh, Georgia Tech, it's a very large portion of their students. So, and they're
Wow.
going along with what their China party tells them to do. So they're going to vote how they see. And we just thought that Georgia was a state because of other things. No. Foreign influence. Didn't even have to pay for it. The students are being paid to be here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let all that sink in. Let all that sink in. I still don't agree with this act 100%, but until we get a federal ID, there's no way of saying you're an American, your name is Bob Smith without having a federal ID. We might as well just say the quiet part out loud. Like they just admitted a big thing right there that nobody really picked up on. We might as well just put the quiet part out loud. Say, look, we're going to come down. You got to have a federal ID. You want to get a driver's license? Got to have a federal ID. You want to vote? Got to have a federal ID. You want to go to Dollywood? Got to have a federal ID. You might as well just come out and do it because that's where we're headed. Because they were using a well-educated voting block to avoid saying that all these people were letting cross the border. They're not voting. But no, they're not. We're welcoming them in, bringing them to school, teaching them.
They're just criminals.
Well, like I said,
we got the smart people in school that are voting.
Yeah. And they're not going to vote against what they're getting something for free. First off,
True.
So they're not going to vote against that. Secondly, if they're here from certain Asian countries, they're not going to go against what their leader tells them to do.
True.
So, yeah. So last night, the Republicans launched this huge debate. It went till 10:30 last night. They did get a couple things done, like they give Trump the War Powers Act. That was kind of silently done. And if it had been for Fetterman, that probably wouldn't have crossed the finish line. The Homeland Security Director, Fetterman's pushing him across the line, whereas Rand Paul is trying to gunk it up. So, but there's some things in his background that maybe a little shady. I don't know. I didn't look that much into it. I was too taken by that other article because I never realized that. So Trump is threatening that any other legislation from this point forward, he will veto until we pass the Save America Act. Like I said, why don't we just say the quiet part out loud? Just get it out there. Just put it plain and simple. Plain and simple. You've got to have a federal ID to do everything that requires a photo ID. Period. By 2030, if you don't have it, you can't drive, you can't vote, you can't go to school. So, I mean, just say it out loud because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That is, they're undermining, and I'm the only one on the internet preaching this. I'm the only one saying this is the end goal. So they said that so there was only 77 instances of non-citizens voting. It's the wording. It's the wording. Non-citizens. They were non-citizens. I'm not even doing all this other, but yeah, this bill goes into this is you can go to the Daily Fly. They did a pretty good job of summarizing the bill. You can read about it. It goes into basically putting it in language we can understand, the photo ID, and the gender affirming stuff. I don't know why that's attached to this bill, but it shouldn't be. So Joe Kent, we know who he is. Here's the deal. At one point in time, this guy was a well-decorated war veteran. He was also a registered Democrat, and he switched back and forth from parties. And he switched to Republican when Trump won office and swore allegiance to the Trump administration. Well, yesterday or the day before, he resigned. Because you remember he was the director of national counterterrorism. Well, apparently the FBI for the past few weeks has been investigating him for leaks in his office. It's going to come down to a woman. I'm just summing this whole thing up. It's going to come down to a woman. His wife works for a company that is anti-Israel. So it's going to come down to he was probably leaking information to his wife, who was disseminating the information. That's probably what this is going to boil down to. I'm not going to do like some of these other podcasters and shows have done, who've got on here and said he's a traitor, he's this, he's that. At one point in time, this man lost his wife to the enemy. Now, where his loyalty lies now is questionable. Maybe, I don't know, but he was a war hero. I'm not going to take away his military service, his military records, but right now there's a lot of things going on. But it brings it back to, I think anybody can be bought and sold in Washington, D.C.
Oh, yeah.
So this has been trending, talking about White House. They didn't allow anybody but military and staff, White House photographers, attend the dignified transfer. One side of the media is tearing him up, saying he's using it as a photo op. Well, let's not forget Biden, during his photo op, was checking his watch during doing this.
That's true.
Let's not forget all the other presidents have done the same thing, because they sent these people to die. If that's their job. They sent them to war. So presidents should be there. So I'm not giving him criticism for going and saying it's a photo op. And they have AI'd this. They've AI'd some pictures too. I think even Fox got caught on one of these. They AI put a MAGA hat on Trump. You're not supposed to have a hat on at these ceremonies. And it turned out that was an AI photo. So they're only using, but here's the final. You can read all the headlines and you can say, oh, he's using a photo op. All presidents have done this, first off.
Yep.
All right. And see, even this article is referencing he previously ditched a casual baseball hat to appear in more formal. Okay, well, those other photos were proven to be AI.
Yeah.
So that was proven. That's been proven. So the Inquisitor is quoting a bad source on that. But if you go all the way through the article and you read about it, the family at the end of the day was the one that said, we don't want any press there. You're free to come, do whatever you want. You're president, come, don't come. But the families didn't want the media there. So the end of story. That should be the end of it. The families didn't want him there. It's their loved ones that are there. End of story. End of story. There shouldn't be any more debate whether it's a photo op, whether it's this, whether it's blah, blah, blah. End of story. Family didn't want him there. They shouldn't be there. I agree wholeheartedly. So, all right, we're going to get into a little more lighter news as we're winding up the news segment. Cursive writing. Remember that?
Yeah, I still do it.
They're bringing that skill back.
They should.
And they are. And some departments of education across the country are pushing back, saying that why do we need that when we have AI? It's
for crying out loud.
So they're pushing it to come back, which I think it should be. I think you should have a signature. Yes. But there's a lot of people are pushing back, saying it's a waste of time. We should be teaching them AI because AI will be able to decode anything that they can't read, which is true. But I still lean, and I guess it's because I go with the whole thing. Well, I had to. Why shouldn't you?
No, I don't do it that way. I know that they did away with it because of the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. Everything else was written in cursive.
And if you
can't read them today,
that's correct.
And we don't know if AI is programmed to not tell them.
And AI is programmed. You said keywords right there.
Yeah.
Back in the day, if you couldn't read fancy documents or books, a person who was well educated sat up on a stoop and read them to you. So I felt like, yes, that's what they were trying to return to, but now we're pushing it back in the schools. I think it's good. If nothing else, another thing I think about it is it also gives you, it starts using the creative section of your mind, because you may make your C's different than I may. They all look like C's, but I go up and down and around, and you may just go just around. But I think it opens up a little more creativity in the human mind, because no signatures, for the most part, are identical. And
Do you know what?
most signatures are in cursive.
You know, when I was taught that, do you know what they said back then that they were used for? That
Don't know.
cursive was used for filling out a check. They taught me when we first learned
Yes.
cursive, we were handed checks to fill out checks.
No. I had it way before that. And in general business did that in high school. But I had cursive way back, probably like third grade.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
So-
were doing that, but nobody could figure out why. And then
I
one
don't
day
think
they
we ever
had us
questioned
checks.
why. Yeah, really.
Well, I
don't know
did.
if
I
we ever
questioned
questioned
everything.
it.
I
Well, of course.
didn't trust the
Let's
damn
see.
person.
All right, we got 9 minutes. Let's wrap this up and get out of here. The Illinois police officer that was detained by ICE has won a court order that will allow him to continue his law enforcement duties. So this was one of the officers that got jammed up in the Northeast. He's had to fight a long legal battle. He was detained. He was in Illinois. He was arrested and in custody for several weeks because of his immigration status. Well, upon further review, he came here as a child. His father has filed all the correct paperwork for him when he was a child. When he turned 16, he filled out the proper paperwork, even though he didn't have to. When he turned 18, he was considered by most to be an American citizen because he'd been here for like 12 years. So all of his paperwork has been in process since he was a little children. He is 33 now. Take that into consideration. He filed paperwork when he was 16 and when he was 18, and his father filed paperwork when he was 12. All the paperwork's been filed, but it's just been, quote, pending. So he got jammed up, arrested, put in jail. They were going to deport him. And
Why was
so
it pending?
I don't know. They're not saying. They're just saying that it was just pending. They're saying that it's for over 10 years it's been pending.
Oh my God.
By immigration. And he has been here this entire time. He has no criminal history, no criminal record. He's got an education, and he was a law enforcement officer. And I think he had just graduated from the academy. So that was one of the ones they took a lot of heat on. I'm going to reverse my policy, and I'm going to say this was a mistake.
Yes.
This was a mistake. Yes, he came here. I don't know how he got here as a child, but he did everything within his power. And it sounds as though and the judge is agreeing, everything was done as it was supposed to be done. So, he's just starting his career as a law enforcement officer. Don't jam him up over this. He's done nothing wrong, and he did everything he was supposed to. So
I think that should fall on the immigration office because there should have been somebody working on
agreed. And the judge pretty much said that. The judge is like, okay, if you're not going to rule on, I'll rule on it. Boom, you're an American citizen. Get this out of here. So I don't know. They're still contested. I don't see why we should contest it. So at any rate, all right, we'll get down to my rants. Chuck Norris, he's 86. He lives in Hawaii. Last night he was rushed to the hospital for a medical emergency. If you remember, Chuck is the Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
He's apparently still in good shape. TMZ is the one reporting on this. They would only confirm that he had a urgent medical condition and that he was in the hospital and he was doing fine. So Chuck Norris last night rushed to the hospital. He's 86. Val Kilmer, he's dead.
What?
Val Kilmer, he's dead.
When did he die?
Oh, he died a while back.
Oh.
Yeah, he died a while
he?
back.
God, where the hell have I been?
I don't know. Where have you been?
I don't know.
But Hollywood producer is bringing him back as AI.
Yep. That's what they're doing with him, Bruce Willis.
So I I don't understand the technicalities of how they do all this stuff, but they can do it
Yeah.
with computers and stuff. I don't understand. It's a little bit more beyond me, but they have resurrected him through AI.
They've been doing this stuff for a long time. They've got it down pat.
Well, his family, which is his daughter, it's really the one that has control of his estate.
Yeah.
Mercedes Kilmer. She said that her father always looked at technology, and that even back then he was basically mesmerized by technology and read and studied a lot about it. And she has given permission for the author, for the actor, to be reborn as AI. So he's been resurrected. So I don't know how I feel about this. I think in the near future, pretty much Hollywood actors could be not.
Yeah, and Bruce Willis, before anything happens to him, he had to sign a thing saying that it was okay. So yeah,
he wanted to use his voice. He could still act there before he got really sick. He could use his voice. He could act, but he couldn't use his voice. And he gave permission, and that was okay. And like I said, I don't know how I feel about it, but at any rate, so he's going to be back in an up and coming movie, and ironically enough, he's playing a spiritual role. So we'll see. All right, my rant of the day, and I'm going to just get it out of there. Bear with me. I'm a comic book geek. I'm a huge Transformers fan, and Optimus Prime has been canceled.
Well, what'd he do?
There's a female Autobot by the name of Alita 1, who is now Alita Prime in the up-and-coming comic book series. With the approval of Hasbro and the approval of Kirkman himself. Drunk C-3PO's reaction, quote, "I don't like it." He's a well-known Transformer fan and commentator, but he's been canceled. So
what? Couldn't they put the book in there and call her his wife?
During the war, apparently, a new Transformer transferred to Earth, Alita 1. And she told him that he was a sloppy leader because he hadn't won this war that has spanned generations. And she challenged him. And she's not wrong, because the Decepticons, this war has been going on since, if you follow the storyline, since pretty much the dinosaur age.
But it's what keeps people watching.
Well, apparently Alita 1 challenged him and said that you're a stupid leader. You haven't won this war yet. I challenge your strength of leadership. And Prime said he didn't want to fight. This is all from leaked comic book stuff. It's one of the ones coming out now. He said he didn't want to challenge her, that he would let the Matrix decide. And he opened up the Matrix. The Matrix agreed, and the Matrix of power went to her. So he is now just Optimus.
He's been demoted.
He has been demoted. I'm not sure how I feel about this. So, Alita Prime. We have a pink Prime. So there's division in the Autobot rank too, by the way. So it's not just me.
Did you cry in your pillow when you found out?
I just want to say I'm not sure how I feel about this.
You cried in your pillow.
Well, I mean, why did they do this? I like the storyline that they used, why they did it. But did we do it because we talked about yesterday how I was against, the Chicago mayor. He wants to hire more black firefighters. Well, were we doing this because we need a pink robot leader? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not trying to.
I think they should have wrote it in with both of them on there. I mean, come on.
Just doing it to piss me
we know
off.
Behind every great man is a greater woman. So.
Oh yeah, when you want to look at reasons men get in trouble, the number one cause, women. All right, President's schedule today. He's got a busy one. He's in meetings right now, and then tonight he's in a formal dinner with the prime minister and the people from Japan. So he's got a busy day. President's doing that. We'll report on all the other stuff. There's not a whole lot of bad weather for most of the United States. Up in the Northeast, some heavy snow. Now Australia, hold your asses, because you get a typhoon coming. It's going to hug the island, and then make a hard turn left west. So where it goes in the spaghetti model will determine how bad the typhoon will be for you. But for me and Brenda, we're getting the hell out of here. We're done for the day. Brenda, you got anything coming up?
Not till tomorrow night.
Yeah, me either. I don't have anything till tomorrow's show. I got to go to Walmart now. I got to be a good little boy.
Oh God, so do I. Why? Oh man.
I hate Walmart. All right, I'm getting out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Brenda and I will be back tomorrow, 2:00 for the Friday show. Message me. You can message me about anything. If you want to talk about Optimus Prime, you can message me. If you want to give me a news story, message me. We'll go with it. But Brenda and I, we're out of here for the day. Everybody have a great day. We will catch you tomorrow. Sportcat, I'm getting the hell out of here.
Bye, everyone.
And by the way, Chris, I did read your comment.
With the wild-eyed dream, Brenda by his side, they're spinning the news. Twisted takes, crazy jokes, no bunker, just views. A quiz and history.